JRPGs are something I've always enjoyed. Whether it's for the gameplay, the story, the characters, or the music, there's generally something for everyone. Except for the ones that mess up so bad that it is unbearable to even play the games. Hey guys, I'm Zabuo, and welcome to my top 7 JRPGs that suck monkey nuggets. Top 7 worst RPGs ever. First and foremost, we need to set some things straight. This is my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that is completely okay. But don't go trying to push your opinions onto me or anyone else who agree with my list or don't agree. If you have your opinions, share them. But don't be like, hey, you're wrong here. You're wrong here. Don't be like that. Now, we need to set the ground rules for what this list entails. Number 1 is traditional turn-based RPGs only. So that means menu-based systems. No action RPGs like Kingdom Hearts. No strategy RPGs like Fire Emblem. Nothing like that. Number 2. I have to give reasons, obviously, why it should be on the list. 3. They need to be developed in Japan. No Western RPGs. Pretty self-explanatory there. You don't want to have a Western RPG on a top 7 JRPGs list, and vice versa. And finally, this shouldn't be a surprise, but even though people in Japan do use RPG Maker to make RPGs, they aren't considered JRPGs in my books, so RPG Maker games are excluded for this list. Now, shall we get on to the list? Take it away! Title card.
Number 7.
Coming in at number 7 is Persona 1. Now, I know what you're saying. This is the first game in the series. Of course it's not going to be the greatest. And that's why it's on the list. It's not the greatest. It's not even that great of a JRPG in my opinion. Now, no, it is not inherently bad. It is just very dated for when it came out. Now. The gameplay is just not fun, especially with the dungeon crawling element to it. As much as I tried to get into it, as I do like games like Stranger of Sword City, this one just, with its math in, it was not good, honestly. And the story really didn't intrigue me all that much. Now, Persona 2, if we were talking about that really intrigued me. Even though it's as dated as Persona 1, Persona 2 did improve upon many things. So, would I recommend this game to you guys? No. Because it is just not a great way to enter the JRPG genre. It is dated, gameplay isn't really all that fun. Go play something like Persona 3, 4, or 5 instead. Because those ones are actually really good. Heck, if you can find 2, I'd say play 2. Because it's not bad, but it's not great either. But it's certainly not one of the worst JRPGs in my opinion. So, yeah.
Number 6.
Coming in at number 6 is Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for the Super Nintendo. I think this should be pretty self-explanatory why this is not on the list, nor why there's gameplay, because I'm not recording that game again. This game just had the Final Fantasy name slapped to it, a very generic storyline that really doesn't keep a player entertained. And really the gameplay, like Persona 1, wasn't all that great, but compared to Persona 1, or compared to this, Persona 1's gameplay is like a godsend. That's what I'm trying to say, like, the gameplay is so simplistic, you only get 2 party members per area, and you can't really even switch them. And it's just way too easy. It's not fun. Maybe for a first-time RPG player, maybe, but even still, I'd recommend some of the other Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Those ones are good ways to get into this series and the JRPG genre in general. That's just my brief thoughts on this game, because it's not good. And if you want to see my playthrough of this game, that I kind of dropped the ball on thumbnails and whatnot, check the description below. Now, on to the next game. Let's see what's next.
Number 5.
Coming in at number 5 is Lunar Legend. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Lunar. If you're a mutual friend of mine, you know I posted recently that games like Lunar Silver Star Harmony can keep me engaged for hours. But what is Lunar Legend? It is the GBA version of Lunar the Silver Star. And really, it's probably the crappiest port of a game you could play. You could play Lunar Silver Star, the original. Yes, it's dated, but it's actually functional and plays well like every other one. Whereas, as you're seeing on screen, the combat in the two, while not all that different, was slightly different. Lunar Legend, it was just generically turn-based. Nothing really special about it. Lunar Silver Star Harmony, as you're seeing on screen as well, has its combat system where your characters actually have to move towards the enemy, and if they aren't able to move far enough, they lose out on their attack. So it makes it even a little harder to plan for your attacks, because Ramus, for example, he is a slow and bulky character. He can't move far, so he won't always get his attack on turn 1. And even if it doesn't play a major role in the battles, it's just a nice feature. I like it. It brought something to Lunar that gave it its charm, aside from the characters and whatnot. What makes Lunar Legend bad is that it cuts the story, changes a lot of key aspects to it, like it completely removing a dungeon, changing the encounter with the first dragon. Like, what are you doing? The original's clocked in at about 20 hours. I finished Lunar Legend in about 12, I want to say. And I didn't finish it for this replay because I'm like, nope, I'm not dealing with 12 hours of this crap again. Again, my brief thoughts on this game. Can't really go into too much depth for it, but if you guys do want to see a playthrough of Lunar Silver Star Harmony, let me know, because I do love that game. Now, on to the next bad JRPG. You guys are in for a surprise for this one.
Number 4.
Now, don't get me wrong. As you're seeing on screen, you're seeing Pokemon, right? And you're like, why the heck is Pokemon on this list? Why is it on this list? Pokemon Sun and Moon take the spot for number 4. Oh boy! Pokemon Sun and Moon. Yes, I was excited when it was announced. I was like, sweet, a Hawaii region. That is so cool! And then as the game grew closer to launch, I was starting to get skeptical, especially when it was announced that there weren't going to be any gyms for the game. And that really threw me off. I was like, what? Instead, they were replaced with island trials, right? And really, I couldn't even finish Pokemon Sun and Moon because of the island trials. They took away one of my favorite parts of Pokemon, the gym battles. those are one of the parts that I love about Pokemon, are the gyms. And taking that fundamental aspect away from the game really just discouraged me from playing it. Even if the story was decent, maybe even better than X and Y, I'd still go play X and Y over this because I like the gym system. You could have innovated on that instead, adding more to it. Unlike this, where the island trials were just, The only good thing about it, like with most of the games I've mentioned on this list, except for Lunar Legend, is that the music was decent. The music is all the game really has going for it. I don't like any really other aspect to it, because the Z moves are a huge gimmick, and I don't like them. I'd rather use Mega Evolution, and it just really wasn't fun. It lost the spark that Pokemon has for me. And we'll see what Pokemon on the Switch does, but if it has Island Trials instead of gyms, I don't know if I can continue playing Pokemon after this. I'll just go stick with my old Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and stuff like that. Let's get on to the next game.
Number 3.
Quest 64 taking the number 3 slot. What a surprise. Quest 64, for its time, was okay. It was okay. I will say that. Because none of these games really are inherently bad, per se. But just as they've grown, it's like the design choices were stupid as you come to realize, why was this a thing? And really, Projared does a great explanation of this game, so I'm just going to be like, go check out his video on why it's bad. But really, just to summarize it, the camera is the worst thing in the world, and that's part of gameplay, and the gameplay just isn't fun. It is a generic-ass RPG. It is generic as fuck. The story is terrible. Everything about it just rubs me the wrong way. The only thing I really like about it is the graphic style. The N64 polygons I do like for the game. But running around in that game and moving around and doing all this stuff and the story just doesn't keep me engaged. Heck, the music isn't even memorable for me. So that's everything I've mentioned about a JRPG. That's just gone. The gameplay isn't there, the story isn't there, the music isn't there, the characters aren't even there. The characters are lifeless, and there's nothing to it. You're one character battling these battles, and it's just it has no life to it. And that's where it really gets me, because I like my JRPGs, but they need to have some sort of life to them. And Quest 64 really doesn't do that for me. So I'm sorry if you like Quest 64. That's you, but I just do not like this game. Let's move on. Get on with our lives. Get to the number 2 slot. Alright. Let's go.
Number 2.
Coming in at number 2 is Robopon for the Game Boy Color. Okay, Robopon is... it's just a knockoff Pokemon done worse. It is legit. If you look at the Game Boy Color games, Robopon ripped off, like, it looks like Robopon ripped off frickin' Pokemon's assets. It, like, took the assets from the older Pokemon games, gave it color, made their own game with it. It's like a Pokemon ROM hack, except done worse, because Pokemon ROM hacks are actually good. There are some great Pokemon ROM hacks I could mention for another list another day. But really, this game, like Quest 64, was lifeless. The Robopon designs were not there. Like, they just weren't. And it really was poorly executed, I feel. I didn't enjoy it. It didn't keep me intrigued. I couldn't even finish it. I had to legit watch playthroughs of this, and even those were unbearable, because the game is just... give me Quest 64, Pokemon Sun, Moon, or Lunar Legend. Anything above this list, give those to me, except this. How the heck this game got a sequel? I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm a lowly human who doesn't know why this game got a frickin' sequel. Jwittz does a good job talking about this game, because I'd have to take some time to actually write out everything that's wrong with the game. Just like with all these other games. That's why I'm just giving a brief, why do I hate it? What's wrong with it? Go play any of these other games I've mentioned on the list, as opposed to this one. Let's get on to number 1. Shall we?
Number 1.
Coming in at number 1, it is by far the worst JRPG I have ever played, and this is probably going to be the longest segment of the video. This game is known as Dragoneer's Aria for the Sony PSP. Now, I would say, don't get me wrong, this isn't an inherently bad game. No, this is just a bad game. Right from the get-go when you enter the game, it is just a clusterfuck. It's like you're pushed into the story with no prior knowledge. You don't have all the information you need. The characters are lifeless. They legit say one of your party members that you meet early on in the game has blue hair when it is clearly green hair. Like, tell me that it's not green hair. Say it's blue hair, because it is green hair. No matter what you say. Like, how do you mess up so bad? And really, the combat for this game, yes, like all these games on the list, are turn-based. But, what the hell? It is the slowest turn-based battle system I've seen aside from Robopon. Because the only flaw Robopon had, really, with its combat, that made it, like, and not just generic, was that the animations overstayed their welcome. But this game, the animations aren't even that good. And the story isn't even that good. The monster designs aren't even that good. And it's just, I don't even know what was going on with this game. For 2007, this game is just, when you compare it to something like Brave Story New Traveler, which came out a year prior on the same system, that game is a godsend. It had a story you could follow. It had great gameplay. The battles, while turn-based and didn't really add much to it, they were fast and they had some life to them. This is just like, attack, yeah. Enemy attack, yeah. I attack, yeah. And the magic system was just terrible. Everyone sharing one magic thing. Maybe it's just me, but that is just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Stupidest thing I've ever seen. And it is really the reason I don't like this game. It is not a good game. And if this were the last game on Earth, I would say stay the hell away from it. Go play a board game or write a story, because this game's writing is flawed and not good. And I don't know what the budget was, but Sega Hitmaker, the guys behind it, just what the fuck were you doing with this game? The least you could have done, instead of making it a confusing story with a bad combat system, was at least give it a linear story that was easy to follow in a bad combat system. Not whatever this was. Like, this was bad. Very bad. And I never even beat it because it was too unbearable from the start. Like, you can ask any of my friends who I've ranted about this game to. They will all say that I just have hatred for this game because it is so bad. The combat is so monotonous, and it makes me want to play Lunar Legend, which had terrible audio, but at least the music and stuff was recognizable, as opposed to this game that had no recognizable music or anything. That's where it gets me. And I'm sorry if you like this game. I don't know how you could, though, because it is, grinds my gears how bad this game is, and I can't even go through it in one video. If you guys want to see me do a playthrough of it, and there's enough support and people would watch it just to see me rage, I will play the game for you guys, because you guys matter. You guys matter. It's my channel, and I can choose what I play. But if you guys are really interested to see why I hate this game so much, I'd be happy to show you. And if I did do this and people actually said afterwards, seeing the playthrough, yeah, get the hell out of this game is actually so shitty, then I would stop playing it, because it's so bad. And I'm just repeating the same things over and over again. It is, I will play Brave Story. You guys do not see that. I will play Brave Story New Traveler, though, eventually, as that is a game I love. Like, you guys do not understand how much I love that game. Like, Mama, it reminds me so much of Dragon Quest, but it is so good. If that will be, you'll see a video on that maybe, or it might appear in a top 7 or 10 top list video or something. I have no clue yet, but yeah, I think this is where we're gonna end this top 10. Top 10. This is the top 7. What am I talking about? I'm tired, and it's taken me so long to finish this video, and I'm sorry about that, but it's out now. It's out now, as you're seeing, and really, I had a lot of fun making this, even though my explanations might have been brief and short. Regardless, if you want to see my favorite RPGs, I'll be happy to do a video about that. That might end up being longer than this one, because the JRPGs I love, I could talk about them for hours and hours and hours, because they're so good. So, with that out of the way, if you enjoyed, don't forget to smash that like button. Comment somewhere down below on anything that I've mentioned. Tell me how I can improve these list videos, because this is my first one. I had no clue what I was doing. And really, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe, ring that bell, and welcome to my channel. It's kind of a mess right now, because I've like gone through like, what do I want to do with this channel, and I still have no clue. I think it's gonna be like list videos, playthroughs maybe, because I have playthroughs I want to finish that I haven't finished and have videos uploaded for, but I don't know yet. And like anime content, because I love anime. What can I say? Starting the winter season, I'm probably going to talk about some of the anime I watch. Like, we got Yaomushi Pedal Season 4 coming out. I'm excited for that, because that anime is good. Check it out if you haven't, and I'm getting off topic. We'll talk about that in an update video for December. Or January. Who knows? Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye.